What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 12. Before we get started with the video, though, because I know everybody is still going to ask, even though I've said it in the last few videos, I'm off because I was out of town. So I'm doing Real Housewives of Atlanta now because that's the easiest and the fastest. I still haven't even watched Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. I'm going to watch it today, and the plan is to review it today. I'm going to try to get them both up today for Black Girls on Television, okay? So I'm doing this now. Black Girls on Television later on today. Love and Hip Hop tomorrow. We'll be back on track, all right? But I just got back to Atlanta, spent the weekend in Los Angeles with my family. So that's what it is. So just so you know, today, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Black Girls on Television, okay? Later on today. So you ain't got to keep asking. It's coming. Other than that, y'all, let's get to the video, shall we? All right, you guys, first let's talk about Cynthia going to talk to Matt. I find it ironic that Cynthia, even though she's been telling Kenya to leave him alone all this time, now all of a sudden she's decided that she needs to go talk to him. Now, even though I'm sure he has his own side to the story, that Kenya's version is not necessarily the most accurate, to me, you know what it is, what it is. I mean, even though Kenya is a trip, Matt has his problems too. And really, them two just don't need to be together, like oil and water. Okay, but I guess, you know, because it's the show and everything, she decided that she need to go sit and talk to him and figure out what's what with him. Okay, and he tells her the same thing. The bitch be pushing my buttons. She manipulates me. She doesn't communicate well with me. It's always back and forth. And, you know, just recently I started to act out and start hitting things. Even if you are a good guy, when you get to hitting shit, that face can't be too far away from it. So I'm not really trying to be here for people that's violent like that cannot control their selves. Now, no man, absolutely no, I can't do it. Cynthia asked him, does he love her? He said that he does, you know, and Cynthia said that she knows that Kenya loves him as well, but I don't even know how she could kind of fix her mouth to say, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys get the feeling that Kenya actually loves him, or is this, I don't know. It just really doesn't feel like love to me. It feels like two people that are hanging on to each other. One because he's infatuated with her, and her because she's able to control and manipulate him, and she likes a lot of drama. Like Cynthia said, she's a drama queen, he's a drama king. Them type of people together don't really work out usually. Usually you need somebody that's going to balance out, like some would say. My husband is quite more dramatic than I am. So I try to be the one that kind of just keeps it all very level, because if we both up there real excited and upset all the fucking time, then you know what? It is not going to work. This is one of those same situations, okay? Even if this was an authentic, genuine, you know, relationship, sometimes there are people that you really, really like, but you realize you can't be with them. This might be one of those situations. So anyway, later on, Kenya goes to visit Cynthia at her house, okay? And after Cynthia gives her, you know, a tour of the lake house, they go out on the deck, and you know, Cynthia's telling Kenya that she spoke with Matt. Cynthia told Kenya what Matt said, that he reacts to what Kenya does. I mean, that's obvious enough that she pushes him to do certain things. And even though that does sound like a cop-out, it is definitely true. I don't know why people just don't want to realize that there are things that will trigger you to act out of character. Yes, we should all have more control over ourselves, but the fact of the matter is some people just can't take it after a fucking while. And you know, Kenya was just like, he sounds crazy. Now he's going to put all the blame on me. You have to realize when there's a person that never ever wants to take responsibility for the actions and the things that they've done that have forced other people to kind of react a certain way, then there's a problem with you. Kenya never wants to admit her part in it. Okay? She believes that she can act any kind of way and that people are just going to react to her the way she believes that they should. I tell you guys all the fucking time, people should be adults, but it doesn't always work that way. You're going to get your ass fucked up. Okay, just trying to be this one that pushes everybody's buttons and then sitting back and saying, oh, they can't control themselves. And then Kenya utters the key word, you know, the eye-opening, the aha moment. Should have been an aha moment for her when she said, I'm dating a kid at this point. No, not at this point. The whole time. He's been a fucking child the whole time. Yes, he's a grown man. He's got a nice body. He actually even looks older than he is. But when you get to talking to him, that mentality, child, it ain't quite up there yet. I can't with Kenya. So when Kenya found out that Cynthia called her a drama queen because, you know, she just kind of takes everything to the nth level. Of course, she gets all upset, like, don't do me like that, Cynthia. You know, you didn't take up for me. Now she says she has to question Cynthia's loyalty and all that, and she starts crying, and she got to gather up her dog so she can go home. You know, let me go, just let me go, Cynthia. Just like, you know, Cynthia was just like, listen, I was trying to be on your side. But see, that's the whole thing, Cynthia. You need to stay out of it. Because that Matt and Kenya drama is stupid, it's childish, it's retarded. They, you know, this is a grown-ass woman trying to be with this young-ass man. He obviously is being manipulated. He don't know how to control himself. And just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Let Kenya go. Kenya let Matt go. Matt let Kenya go. That's it. Now, as far as this camping trip, Phaedra meets with Kenya. They go to the store because they're trying to figure out, you know, what they're going to take on this camping trip all the girls are going on, remember? While they're there, they're talking about the big confrontation that they had with Portia. And again, Kenya is trying to say that Portia is so out of control that, you know, she doesn't really necessarily need to come on this trip. Phaedra is trying to point out softly with Kenya, because I guess she's trying not to stir the waters anymore, that, you know what, they kind of ganged up on her. Nobody is really giving her a chance. I kind of feel like this, you know, Phaedra has been made to look like she was being extremely messy when she was telling Kenya about about Portia, you know, going to anger management, but it wasn't really like that. She wasn't necessarily being messy. She was just talking. Kenya was able to, again, manipulate that and make it seem like Phaedra and Kenya was in the corner, like kind of whispering about Portia, and that's not what it was. So now Phaedra is still trying to say, listen, let's just give her a chance. You know, she can come on the trip. And again, Kenya says she's obviously not ready. So you already know that this camping trip is building up to be something, you know, some bit of a fiasco. In the meantime, Portia is meeting with her counselor, and she's also telling him about the confrontation that she had when she went out with the girls. Okay, how she was blindsided about how Candy was acting, and that she can't really understand why Candy feels the way that she does about Portia lately. Well, you know that that's some shit that's going on behind the scenes. Like, it seems like every day a little bit of something else comes out about Candy and Portia. Y'all saw recently that Portia said that she actually kissed Todd. And listen, I'll believe in a good time and having fun and all of that, okay? But we know that the men on the show always had a little crush on Portia, okay? The fact that Todd has kissed Portia, okay, and you guys are all working in close proximity like this, and Portia's supposed to be friends with Candy, and this whole thing about this threesome with Todd and Candy and Portia, and, you know, it being a little bit of a, you know, it did not necessarily happen, and then they went on to say that Candy and Portia kissed. I'm telling you guys, it's something weird about that story. It hasn't come out on the show yet. I thought that it would by now. Maybe it's still coming. I don't think that they've edited it out. But the reason why everybody's got all this bad blood is because of what's happening off the show. I just totally believe that. Okay, so she was saying that she don't know why Candy is feeling like that, but something's telling me she really does, and she just ain't see it. So the counselor is telling her, asking her, well, what's her thoughts? And her thoughts was like, I shouldn't be fucking with these girls because they just, you know, they just are bitches, basically. And he was like, no, I think you should. You know, she tells him about the camping trip that's coming up, and he says you should go. And, you know, you try to confront him. She's like, well, if I do go, I need to bring a friend of mine because I can't be with these bitches the whole time. Everybody coming at me. Okay, I need somebody there as well. So he says, that's fine. Get you a support system. Take them with you. Okay, and then maybe that person can kind of keep you from getting pulled out of character again. Or maybe in Portia's case, you know, pull you deeper into character. But that's fine. Just go and figure out what you can do. But don't be running away from these girls, and don't let them control you so much that you can't even go and have a good time anymore. Obviously, this damn counselor don't know these fucking girls. Now, flipping over to Candy. You know, she and Shamia, they're friends. And evidently, Shamia is getting married to a really great guy. So I decided to give her a white party. Candy's giving her an engagement party. Everybody to wear white. Come on out and celebrate. Shamia finally tied one down. So as the girls start showing up, okay, everybody who's not on the show, of course, they all show up in white okay, including Candy. But then we get the people that's scheduled to actually be on the show, which would be Marlo, Cynthia, Sheree. None of them got on white. I was like, well, I think they got invited to the party at the last minute, okay? They was just like, oh, Candy's having this thing for Shamia. Maybe y'all should go on down there and we can turn it into a filming opportunity. Because I was just like, how y'all don't know about white? I hate going to a damn theme party and they ain't got the right shit on. That almost would make me not want to sit with them. I'd be like, y'all, I'm gonna go over here. But of course they had to film the scene. So Candy was just like, I guess they didn't get the white memo. No, they didn't. Don Juan, why the fuck you ain't called him and told him? Or maybe that was Carmen's responsibility. Anyway, as soon as the girls from the show get there, you know, Sheree, that fucking mouth almighty, tongue everlasting, that bitch knows she run her mouth. So as she sits down, she says that Portia's not coming. And Candy was just like, well, why not? And she was just like, because of the shit that happened at the party, at the luncheon the other day, she just feels like she don't need to come because it's always drama. And then Candy, well, she and Shamia have like a lifelong friendship, so I figured she would still come even if we have our own problems for her. Well, no. For once on this show, Portia was like, fuck it, I am not coming. And I was not mad at her either. Okay, sometimes I might just have to talk to my friend later and let him know. But then, you know what, I can't be here with that shit. So Shamia shows up and she looks all pretty and she has on her white and she sits down and they tell her that Portia's not coming and she about to start crying. I said, bitch, you better put on them acting chops. Why are you crying? Listen, I guess maybe I'm just a different kind of person, but I love my friends to death. Okay, and I really want to celebrate whatever is a big thing in my life. I want to celebrate with my friends and everything too, but I ain't fixing to fucking cry if them bitches don't come. They just don't come. Maybe something happened. Shit, I'll talk to them later. But I can't be saying, was she crying? Why are you crying, girl? Oh my God. I was just like, oh, emotional ass bitch. Okay, anyway, maybe she was just so overcome with emotions from being there at her party. Candy was just like, we not gonna do that. We not gonna do that now. She then takes them over to another part of the party, and then they do go there. It's Sheree, Marlo, Candy, and Shamia over there talking. And here goes Sheree again. Phaedra said that you wanted to fuck everybody's husband. Portia didn't say nothing, didn't try to take up for you, and Shamia was just like, first of all, if I wanted to fuck her husband, Apollo, I could have did that because he was always coming at me. As far as Portia not saying anything, I don't really appreciate that. She's supposed to be my friend. You know, I'm going to have a talk with her. But I was just like, oh, that Sheree is messy. Okay, I can't stand a motherfucker that'll say, y'all need to quit talking behind each other's back. And they feel like it's their responsibility to tell the other person. That's really not how it works. All right, but that's this new thing that people got. They feel like they have to be the fucking messenger. But you just being messy. You just being messy because people don't always relay a message or, you know, a full conversation in context. They just make it seem like it was a certain kind of way. So yeah, I was just like, oh, Sheree, girl, you doing the most. And she been doing that the whole season. Fuck, I guess she said she got a damn house note to pay, bitch. Y'all see me trying to stay out this sun. It's bright as hell. So Shamia's like, well, that's fine. I'm gonna talk to Portia. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with her. So the next day after the party, Portia does go out to Shamia's house, and I thought that was cool. Wasn't trying to let no time pass or anything like that. Let me get this straight with her so she can understand where I'm coming from. So Portia goes out there and tells her, listen, I didn't come to the party because of the drama that went on with Candy and Sheree and all them. And, you know, Shamia was just like, but listen, I would come to something for you even if Phaedra was giving it. And I don't fuck with Phaedra like that, but if it's for you, then I would put shit, you know, aside and I would come for you. But see, the difference is if Shamia has a problem with Phaedra's not necessarily going to come for Shamia. She's going to ignore Shamia, or she's just going to, you know, act as if everything is all good. That's how Phaedra is. Shamia doesn't realize is that these girls, the minute there is an opening to pick at Portia, they will go in and they will dig at her and pick at her and pull at her and do all of that. So I'm sorry, Shamia, if you don't understand, and you're not really trying to understand why I didn't come, but listen, that's the best I can do. I came here today. You obviously know that you were on my mind. I realized that you missed me at the party yesterday, but I can't keep getting put in these situations. And then when I gotta fuck a bitch up some goddamn weird, and everybody gonna be telling me that I'm out of control and everything. So let me just not go. What always bothers me on this show with these girls is that whenever one person has a problem with another person, then they want all everybody to feel the same way about that person. So now Shamia is giving Portia the warning, don't trust Phaedra, because she used to always talk about you behind your back, and she used to do all this and that and the other. What people don't ever realize is when folks used to talk about you behind your back to them, usually that person is talking about you as well to the person that's talking about you. You understand what I'm saying? So if Phaedra was talking to Candy and Shamia about Portia, don't tell me about what they said. Tell me about what the fuck you said to them about me. Okay, they did show her kind of taking up for her. But for her to say that, you know, Phaedra always did it and always did it. If Phaedra was comfortable enough to always be talking about Portia, then obviously it was a reason why she was so comfortable, because you probably was giggling about it as well. So that's why I'm just like, these girls. And again, let me reiterate. Something is weird with Candy, Portia, Shamia, Phaedra. Some is weird there. So we're going to keep our eye on it. As far as the day of the camping trip, it gets here and, you know, we have one group of girls getting ready at one place and another group of girls getting ready at the other place. At Kenya's house is Kenya and Cynthia. I think Candy shows up there with a friend of hers that, I don't know, maybe they were thinking about trying to bring her on the show, but maybe it didn't work out. And then Phaedra as well, all at Kenya's house. Then we have over at Sheree's house, we have Sheree, we have Marlo, who's dressed like she's going to a fucking party. I was just like, what camping trip you going on, Marlo? That bitch be bad all the fucking time. Portia and her sister show up over there, and you know, each side, each group is talking about the other group of people and how this party is gonna go. I mean, this camping trip is gonna go, and child, it was just all, you know, just them trying to get ready. What I do want to point out is that I am so fucking sick of Sheree trying to fake the funk. That bitch ain't got no shame in her game with this fucking card table set out on the porch of the fucking house. Nobody else is realizing that she's only ever in the house for a minute or two, and then she got to get the fuck up out of there. She gonna set up some damn snacks out on the now, bitch ain't even got that much money in her life, and I know that I'm not doing no shit like that. Okay, you got this big ass mansion behind you. You got some old Publix damn muffins in little tank. You couldn't even put them on a plate. Oh my god, that girl is just too funny. I just like, maybe they can't film in the house. Maybe she still don't have the, you know, the right to occupy, and maybe they just let her come in there for a few minutes, look around, and that's when they hurry up and bring the damn cameras in, sneak them in, and get a few minutes in, and then get the hell on up out of there. But child, that card table was so fucking pitiful. I said, ooh, that Sheree is special. But whatever, they got this huge ass RV. And everybody is going on the trip together. So to make a long story short, once they get everybody in the fucking RV. So you got Marlo, Sheree, Kenya, Phaedra, Portia, Candy, Candy's friend, Portia's sister. Okay. They're all in this car, and they're talking, and Marlo tries to open up with letting them know that, you know, we can have an Ask Marlo moment. You guys can ask me anything you want about fashion, men, sex. Okay. Candy's friend was like, now why are we asking? What makes you be the damn professional on all things men, sex, and fashion? You know, Marlon's because I'm fashionable. Fuck, if I want to ask you about, what did she ask her? If she wanted to ask her about being, oh my god, what did she say? I can't even remember. But Marlo was just like, bitch, that's why the fuck I said so. I was like, ooh, don't get Marlo started. If that bitch was a regular on that show, Marlo would have gave her the business, but she just let it go. But then again, they start back up on Portia. The fact that she wasn't that open in sharing her anger management. Portia was just like, you guys come after me and you say things to me, you know, that you already know I don't really want to talk about. And Candy was just like, wait a minute, everybody is uncomfortable when we have to do something. You are the only one that feel like she gotta whip a motherfucker's ass all the time. You can already tell that this is gonna be one of them damn situations where they just gonna keep on picking and poking at this girl. Everybody is ganging up on Portia now. Okay, because she's kind of the lowest on the totem pole. Are they jealous of her? Because she's always been the cute one. Portia does have it going on. Like, I can't put my finger on it. But Portia feels like she's being attacked. They tell her, stop using the word attack because attacked isn't it. It does look like if they don't feel like they're attacking her, when we look at it the way it's been edited, it looks like they're attacking her. That's the best that I could say. Okay, but the trip is just starting. Next week we'll get more into it, but it ain't gonna be a good one, y'all. At least it's not gonna be good for them there. It's gonna be good television for us to watch, but that's about it. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. My computer is about to die. I had left early this morning to get out here and record, and then I got out here and realized that my computer that I thought charged all night was on 2%, so I had to let it charge in Dunkin' Donuts for 30 minutes, and now I'm like right at 8:30. I'm supposed to be at the office, and I'm sitting in here fucking around with y'all. So now I'm gonna be late trying to get to this, and the shit is about to cut off. Anyways, let me get off of here, you guys. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel's for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.